honest, it's just because I've worked all my life. Like before this, I worked like 7-8 jobs. You know.
Yeah, whereas like you know, like Matt probably was in sixth form. You know what I mean?
All of us did, but
yeah, mate. Fuck
I think that's like regardless how well off I am, I want my kid to work like proper jobs until they earn their way up to like where like they deserve to relax.
100% solo, yeah, man.
If I had like $10 million, I would still send them to work because I feel like the social skills, the respect, and everything you learn working like retail or like a normal job opens your eyes to the world, you know?
I think everyone should do a year in retail. And then after that,
I would not do that again.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
It will teach you so much.
It teaches you values.
No, it does, absolutely,
absolutely. You know? It humbles you in a sense.
To be honest,
you know?
I did 13 years, right? And I can still honestly say,
jail. Not surprised, mate.
It wasn't really that bad. Like I know people shit on it, but it wasn't really that bad. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, but I worked at the worst of the worst.
Hey,
okay.
Denzel,
I didn't
take a guess, Jay.
How you doing?
Worst of the worst.
What's the worst of the
doing
worst retail job?
I was wondering, I know it's not
Maggie
Genie. You wanna get rid of it?
Not really. Not how much you need.
Shit, I bet.
What's that?
Top Man or whatever it was called, Top Shop.
No, I used to work at
Fantastic
CEX.
question.
Oh my god,
you want to do like 500 or something?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You got it?
Bro.
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah.
Listen,
How much per?
I never did like face
You want to do
to
150?
face customer
That's what other
service.
people are selling for right now.
I'd have wanted to drop
It
someone down the
was.
stairs, bro. Yeah, nah, I couldn't do. Bro, I did all my customer services was like phone and computer based, and honestly, when I did like live chat, some of the stuff that I typed and had to delete to avoid, losing my job was crazy, bro. I wanted to call some people names that I ain't even gonna repeat now. Like some of the people that you have to deal with. Honestly, I've always said, like you think your friend group is stupid until you do a job that involves the general public. The average person, if the general public is a fucking degenerate, they have a negative IQ. The average person is so fucking brain dead that you lose brain cells. It's
17478. Yeah, go ahead and send it through. I'm still next to an ATM about to send it.
I've done a lot of customer service jobs. I will lose my fucking mind.
Let me send it in.
Dog, listen, you can't say anything. But when you work in a place like CEX, right, you're gonna go in there and you know for a fact you get that random motherfucker that comes in with 5 bags worth of DVDs and CDs that ain't worth shit anymore.
I should be able to do it.
And you gotta spend the next hour checking every single one, right?
I haven't actually, no.
All right, man, we'll give you £2.50 for all of this.
17478.
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, bro.
So now you gotta spend the next fucking hour checking all the
cheers, mate. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah,
one thing I'll say is, to anyone and everyone that's ever considering getting a job at an internet service provider, do not do it. All right, your life expectancy will drop by half. The people that call internet service providers, like I would say,
yeah, sorry about that.
5% of them have a genuine like, hey, listen, the internet's not working. The other 95% are so low IQ that it hurts. Like I'm not joking.
You got
I'm sorry about the calls, man. I'm sorry.
No,
you busy?
Well, what are you doing?
What provider are we talking about?
They're dropping.
Why are you doing that?
I've worked for a few.
Mate, I'm so close. I'm getting it today.
Let me get in the group.
Sort of summarize, right? I had a guy.
It's Jack Bishop.
Bring me up and basically troubleshoot for an hour to find out that the reason his
it's 120 to scratch. I'm assuming there's going to be a
the night before he went to turn his stuff up at the wall, like a lot of people do. They turn everything off at the wall, and he just happened to touch his router, and it was a little bit warm. And he put it in the freezer overnight. He put the router in the freezer overnight, and then took it out the next morning.
I'll wait for you to whatever you're sorting out.
It didn't work, and didn't bother to tell me this for an hour, bro. I was vexed, and then had the audacity to get mad at me when I said we weren't going to give him another one for free. Bro, listen, it fucking infuriates me. The people you have to deal with over the phone sometimes, like, I'm glad that they invented the mute button, because I swear to God, if they didn't,
I think I could beat you. I think I could beat you with that.
Go on.
The last job that I had, right, was a company, and what it was an IT company, and you had to deal with like all the McDonald's
TGF
stores,
National Olympics,
right?
yeah, mate. We
so,
KSI.
You know, like,
of course I do, brother.
You know when you roll up to like through the drive-through, right? And they talk to you, right? So what it was is like underneath the where you park your car, it has a sensor, right? So when you go over it, they know that you're at the drive-through.
Yeah.
So that's when they talk to you, and you like. Pretty much what would happen is like if there was any issue within the store, like the kiosk thing, you know, the thing that you order from inside the store, like shit like that wouldn't work, or their servers went down. So what I had to do, my job was to call a McDonald's store and try and explain to these motherfuckers over the phone what to do to fix their equipment, right? And they would call me and be like, yo, man, our store is completely down. The server's broke. Fences. It's not turning on. And I would have to sit there and explain to some motherfucker who has no idea what they're doing to how to get their store back on. And some of the calls, man, Lord have mercy. I swear to God, man, they were stupid motherfuckers, man. But I had to sit there and be on the phone like, have you tried this? No. Okay, well, reroute this to this. Okay, well, how do I do that? But I've just fucking told you how to do that, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? God, it was some bullshit.
See, back in my work, anytime we had people call in sick and you'd have like a substitute like guard, we'd call them pylons. We'd be like, oh, we have 3 pylons today. Because their pure use is just putting them somewhere and have them stand as a pylon. Because anything you tell them, they're that brain dead. You're better off doing the job 82 times before you even explain to them. Or no. Back where I work, we literally used to call any employee that wasn't like a full-time employee there. So if we'd had like an extra guard, we'd be like, okay, we have 3 pylons today. We have to get this done, this done, this done, this done, this done. So we'd literally put them in a location and use them as a pylon. There'd be a living pylon. There'd be just a pylon that just stands there, and it's like, okay, because it's so hard teaching someone who's useless.
I'll be honest, as much as sad as it is, I really, as sad as it is to say this, because a lot of people are gonna like be, lose a lot of jobs, or there's gonna be a lot of jobs that aren't gonna be available. But I really hope that AI becomes advanced enough to where when you ring up, you just deal with AI, because I don't think I wouldn't wish on my enemy to have to do a customer service job that involves technology and having to explain to
live chat right now working Lucy
how to do something. Like honestly, like you will genuinely lose life expectancy trying to explain to an old lady how to do something with like a phone or anything like that.
What kind of company do you work for? Obviously, knows that a company.
It's bad.
Did you have like scripts and stuff that you had to like say?
Yeah, but the problem is, right? So obviously in a lot of customer services based roles, you will have targets. Obviously, with any job, you have targets, right?
Or insurance. Okay, so let's go a bit. That's fun.
Many calls per day. You only have an 8.5-hour day. When you spend 6.5 hours on the phone with fucking Margaret from Slough for 7.5 hours, telling her how to fucking send a text message, right? And then you got your boss like, get Margaret off the phone, and you're like, well, you fucking can't, because Margaret's having a fucking heart attack and you're having to ring 999 and you're having a heart attack, so your boss is having to ring 999. Oh, bro, honestly, I'm getting fucking mad thinking about it. All right,
I had a customer service job where I worked at like for a TV company. Like it was troubleshooting, like basically how to fix people's like TVs. We didn't have any scripts. So literally, like, it was cramped and like there was like 10 other like customer service jobs. Like we were sitting back to back to each other. Like that's how crowded it was, right? And then like they didn't give us any scripts or anything. We literally they gave us a remote. I was like, listen, like just try to figure out what's wrong with their computer, or not computer, but like their TV and how to turn it back on or whatever. And oh my god, I fucking hated that job. The thing is, they paid in cash, didn't actually pay by check.
What?
Yeah, they paid in cash.
Oh.
It was terrible. I hated that job so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, cash jobs. Yeah.
Any customer service.
Customer service in general is
yeah. See, back in my work, I used to sometimes have to like fill in for
I'll be honest, I used to
teaching someone how to go through like a medical emergency or something while they're panicking and everything.
That's kind of why
a fire or like an assault or anything like that. people just shut down.
Like, do you know who I remind myself of? Like when I was first working, in retail.
Sometimes I was just like, okay.
I was just working for Marks and Spencer. A lot of the customers are elderly. You know? I remind myself of like Saul when he's doing like the elder law.
Honestly, that was sad.
Were you the reason people hate their jobs? Why?
Sad. But most of the time,
a lot
people
of,
love having
things happen, but they don't ever become public.
Yeah.
Like where I used to work, unfortunately, assault, any like weirdos were like almost a daily occurrence.
Oh yeah, well, Michael's I mean,
it's never ever publicized because
whether
it's the facility or the company, like it's always done under the radar, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be honest.
Because it's like it happens way too much.
I used to have loads of banter. I'm not gonna lie, but like, the best bit was like bantering with like people in like their 50s. It just couldn't take banter, and then obviously like the people my age would like find it hilarious, and then they'd just be like getting really annoyed. I'll be honest, the trolling never stopped with me. But
yeah, I feel that.
That was my coping mechanism through the 13 years.
Was your job only supposed to be a temp job?
It was. I basically started working there while I was still in school.
Yeah.
And then Saturdays only. Then when I finished school, I went to Saturday, Wednesdays, and then I was offered full time. And then I went into management, pretty much managed like. The good thing about that company is there was like a bakery. There was a warehouse. There's like hospitality, which is like a restaurant, you know. And there's food places. There's clothing pots. There's technology. So I got to manage so many, and then obviously when you go higher than that, you get to manage just like stores and stuff. So I got like exposed to a lot of different forms of retail under one company, and I have to say, like, hospitality work is the worst. Like restaurants and cafes and that kind of stuff, in my honest opinion. Like you pretty much want you to run on like a skeleton crew and still deliver the work of like 10 people, but there's only 3 of you. That's pretty much the vibe in any kind of restaurant these days. Look, I'm glad you all relate to it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so relatable.
Honestly, I think at the end of the day, customer service jobs are just nah. They don't teach you a lot of stuff, though. It'll teach you a lot about it.
Yeah. It'll teach you, like, you'll see the real world for what it is, too.
I think the people skills are just unteachable anywhere else. I think it's definitely worth doing it.
Yeah.
It builds a lot of tolerance, you know?
Yeah, if you don't...
But I
think everybody... Not everybody, but I think it is definitely a life thing to... Because, like I say, people don't really realize how entitled and how... unfortunately, lack of common sense the average person is until you deal with people on a regular basis. So anything that has like some sort of customer service, anything. I mean, I've worked in mechanics places, right? And even people coming in, like even the average person that comes in for their car and shit, it's like, bro, like they just can't they can't rub their brain cells together and cook up a half decent IQ, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
I feel like everybody needs to work in a job that involves dealing with people on a regular basis.
100%.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll see you in a bit.
Bye.
See, the thing about mechanic shops or like dealerships, I've worked there for multiple years, and I know how sketchy they can get. I like
everything's pure dodgy.
I know how sketchy. Yeah, it's like I know how sketchy they can get, so I know like, oh, this.
He's a helper. Do you remember that?
But sometimes, I don't know, it's tough.
I don't know. I nearly went back, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I actually had an offer to. If I didn't find you guys, I think I'd already be there. That's the honest truth. Like that is literally like, yeah. It's just strange because I would have already been back in the UK a lot earlier than now. You know what I mean? And then I would have, yeah, back in the retail.
Jeez. I can't imagine going back in the retail, to be honest. I don't think I'd have the patience.
In fairness, I would have been compensated for my time, but it was, it would have still been, definitely a switch up again, you know, from doing it from this anyway. You know what I mean? So glad you didn't. Nearly did, mate. Very close.